guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys had a fabulous Christmas. We're back reviewing Housewives. If you are not subscribed to my channel and you love Bravo and love Real Housewives, go ahead and click the subscribe button, and that way you never miss out on anything. All right, guys, a lot happened this week on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and we are gonna break it all down today. A lot of deep conversations, though, happened this episode. We had Heather talking about her divorce and how it correlates with the, Mormon Church. We had Shah talking about her anxiety and her depression. We had Meredith kinda opening up about her journey and her separation with Seth. We had Whitney talking about, her dad's battle with sobriety. A lot of deep conversations, but let's start from the beginning. So we pick back up exactly where we left off last week at the Park City Fashion Week. So Meredith, she is showing her jewelry line and walking in the show. Whitney is walking in the show. Brooks is showcasing his athleisure wear, the tracksuit line. And we'll get to that in a second. So here come all of the ladies showing their support for their fellow castmates. Shah is the first to arrive, looking fierce. Here comes Heather, loving how badass Heather looks. And Mary is next. I will say this, we did not see a lot of Mary this week. And if y'all stick around to the end of this video, I'm gonna tell you why we don't see a lot of Mary this week. Got some insider tea on that one. Oh my God, the freaking shade starts early in this episode.
So how would you compare shopping in Salt Lake City to other places you've been?
The pits. Am I supposed to say that?
Uh-oh, Mary is upset that she needs to sit next to Jen. Y'all, you can totally cut the tension with a knife with those two. So let the show begin. Here comes Whitney strutting her stuff on the runway.
Oh gosh. Use your core. You got it, girl.
Same Whitney. Same.
If I could only give up cheeseburgers and add 6 inches to my legs, I think I could have a career in this.
Now let's see how Meredith walks. This whole thing, though, is giving me early New York City days with Ramona walking in the fashion show. Y'all remember that?
When Ramona walked out, she looked like an alien invaded her body.
Okay, now let's talk about the Brooks Marks tracksuits, y'all. That's all this is? It's just tracksuits? They're all wearing the same damn thing. I'm just a little... one tracksuit does not make a fashion line. I'm just saying. I mean, good for you for being ambitious and, getting out there and doing your own thing, but like... give us something more, homeboy. Also, why are the models running? I find that a little bizarre. I'm just saying. His tracksuits, it's really nothing original. I said it, they are plain. And if I Google tracksuits with a stripe, you pretty much can find the same damn thing. There, I said it. Anyway, so this whole fashion show, if I had to rate it from a 0 to a 10, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to give it a 5. Why were there stairs on the runway? You do not make models walk down a stair. I'm just saying, you don't see that at New York City Fashion Week. I mean, maybe you do, but the shows that I've seen, there's no stairs. Come back and try it again next year. So now after the show wraps, Brooks and Meredith, they are FaceTiming with Seth. And y'all, this conversation was so awkward to watch. It was literally so uncomfortable. Cringe-worthy. Like, instead of him saying, like, how did the show go? You know, like a normal person would ask, he asks and says this.
You guys look interesting.
Interesting? That's like offensive.
Can I get a look at you guys again? You guys abducted.
So, yeah, Brooks is very upset that his dad wasn't there, which, I mean, I get it. All right? I get it.
I am your child asking you to come be a father in my life and you won't. I feel a little bit hurt.
Whoa. This whole situation, though, is just a little hard to watch, in my opinion, and the whole separation with Meredith and Seth, it's really now affecting the whole family as a whole, and I think they kind of both need to figure it out. Like, either figure it out or, like, piss or get off the pot. That's what I'm trying to say. Piss or get off the pot. So now let's move over to Beauty Lab and Laser and check in on Heather and see how she's doing. Go on, Heather, rocking that Beauty Lab billboard and that 15-minute Botox parking, honey. So Whitney's there, she's getting a facial, and I love, all right, I'm gonna say this, I love how hands-on Heather is with her business. It really is nice to see. And if you follow her on Instagram, you can see a lot more of that. Like, she is always at her store. Is it a store? Her business, her salon, her place of employment. You know what I'm trying to say. She's so hands-on and she's always there. And it's really nice to see. I know a lot of housewives, they have a business or a store and they're like never there. And she's always there. So Heather, I need to get a touch up with my Botox. So as soon as this pandemic's over, Heather, I'm coming to see you, girl. I'm coming to see you. So Whitney asks Heather how she started Beauty Lab and Laser, and I just find the whole thing very fascinating because she said, like, there for a while she lived just off of the settlement of her divorce, and she was doing, you know, Botox and Instagram marketing and all that stuff, and it just kind of like snowballed from there. And then Whitney just zoned out to the whole thing.
I just had this really weird moment, like I was here but not here. Like I was out of body but talking to you.
That's what self-care does.
And cue some good Bravo editing.
I just was living off my divorce settlement, essentially, and ever need to work. So anything I did on the side, we've never paid for marketing. We did, and now it's like Med Spa Central.
I love Bravo editing. Seriously, it's amazing. So they're also talking about Whitney's dad and his journey with alcoholism and journey to sobriety. And Heather's talking about her divorce and how it affects, you know, them within the Mormon Church and how it's affecting their daughters, and just a very deep conversation that those two are having with each other. And this is what I love about Salt Lake City. They are not afraid to have like real conversations, and just saying. So because Heather is divorced, she feels like there's a constant shadow around her and that she lives under the thumb of the Mormon Church, and you know, she just feels like she's not really accepted. And it's hard to see, and her tagline, it makes sense this episode. It really does make sense. So like I was saying, Heather is just really struggling with whether she's all in with the Mormon Church or she's all out of the Mormon Church. And because of her divorce, she said something that just made me go, what the fuck? So she said that her husband can go out and marry multiple women and still be accepted within the Mormon Church. But because she's divorced and a single mom and wants to go out and date and drink and have sex, she's not accepted. Like, it's a weird fucking double standard, and it really doesn't make sense to me. And also, I want to please note this. do not come to this channel and try to push your Mormon beliefs on me, people, because I'm not here to debate religion. We are here to debate Housewives. So just whatever. These are my opinions about what I'm watching on the show, and I am telling you what I think about what the ladies on the show are saying. I don't know anything about the Mormon Church other than the fact of what I'm watching and what I'm being told and what is being portrayed by Bravo. So if y'all have an issue with any of this bullshit, you gotta take it up with Andy Cohen. And if you don't know who Andy Cohen is, then that's on you, boo. Moving on. Thank you very much. So now let's move over to Jen Shah and we see how she's doing in her chalet. Honey, another deep conversation is coming. I just want to side note this. How many fucking assistants does Jen have? Her fourth, like, that just said her fourth assistant. Like, what? Go on, girl. I mean, if I could have 7 assistants, I would. I mean, my life isn't interesting to have 7 assistants. I mean, maybe one day, but whatever. I digress. So the scene with Jen is very raw. It's very emotional. She shares her, you know, issues and battles with depression and anxiety after her father passed away. And I get it.
I became very depressed. I had to go on medicine for anxiety and depression. But I was scared though to get on medication and like it was a sign of weakness.
I feel like I can relate to all of these ladies on such a deeper issue. Like with Whitney and her father, I had a drinking problem. I'm now sober. I can relate to that. Jen, her anxiety, her depression, her lashing out on people. I get it. I can relate to that. I understand it. And that is why I love this show so much. I feel like, yes, they are living such an opulent lifestyle, but I can relate to all of these ladies on a very deep level. And she shared that she struggled with her and her husband's, you know, marriage. And Sharif, her husband, told her when she was going through her depression and her anxiety just to pray and get your mind right.
You pray and you just get your mind right. And I was like, oh, okay. So that's what we do in the Shah household.
Well, that's kind of easier said than done for anyone that really is dealing with mental illness. It's easy for you to say, oh, just breathe, just meditate, just get it together and you'll be fine. But it doesn't work that way. So Jen is struggling with, getting on medication, and we'll get to that in a second. But, she said that after her dad passed away that she lashed out and was very angry and just screamed at everybody all the time. Her anger almost cost her her marriage and her family. And that's kind of when she was like, okay, I gotta change something, because what is working now isn't, or what I'm doing now isn't working. There we go. I literally, the words. And then she also mentions that she was ashamed to take medication and like the stigmatism that comes with that. And I get it. Like there is such a stigmatism when it comes to like taking any type of like anti-anxiety, antidepressant. There's just a weird, it just makes you feel like you're less than. And I applaud Jen for opening up and sharing her journey. And I think by her saying that, it's really going to help a lot of people. And bravo, a lot of deep conversations are happening this episode. So now let's move over to Lisa Barlow. They're having a goals setting evening, and no board games in the Lisa Barlow household.
I'm just not a board game mom. Like the thought of sitting down and playing Monopoly is like cringy. Let's talk about real money. Not talk about fake money.
But some of these fucking goals, it really... Henry's goals, first kiss at 15, have triplets.
Get my first kiss at 15.
Whoa.
That's called a long-term goal.
Yeah. Have triplets.
Wait, what?
The other one is get shredded.
Get shredded?
Why do you want to get shredded?
To get chicks. What other reason is there?
The goals just kind of were a little weird. There, I said it. And then a shady producer moment. Let's bring it.
What percent would you say your time together is work related?
I think trying to think the best way to answer that.
90% of what they talk about is work related. Like, that's crazy.
Probably 90%.
Listen, here's my thoughts. I'm here. I don't play sides. I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. I get wanting to hustle. I get wanting to work and build your brand. I get wanting to be successful, but like, damn. At some point, you have to kind of enjoy life around you. Your life can't just be about work and work and work and work and no fun and no fun and no play and no this and no that. It doesn't make life enjoyable. There, I said it. I just feel like Lisa needs to learn how to be present and live in the moment and not live in your phone.
Spend time just being together and not on our phones.
Yeah, but hold on one second. No joke. I got to send this out. This is a big deal.
So Heather, Jen, and Meredith, they are all now having dinner together and discussing how the fashion show went. And Heather is all about the meatballs.
I would love some meatballs. Can we throw some meatballs on there?
Yeah,
that
really
sounds
good. Yeah,
great.
sure.
Like, she's my type of girl that I want to go out to eat with. Seriously. When this pandemic's over, call me Heather. Seriously. Now the topic of the Meredith separation is brought up, and Heather wants to know if Meredith is going through a whore phase. Meredith's response?
Nothing. Nothing.
So here's what. Meredith and Seth have been together for, I think, 24 years, and she's just being very vague about the issues and the problems that led to this separation. And I just kind of feel like she's hiding something, and she's not being 100% opened, especially when she's with like Jen and Heather, I thought were like very good friends, and that's what girlfriends do. They share, and I don't know. I just feel like she's being very vague and very wishy-washy and not being opened, and I'm just confused. I don't believe Meredith is being full-heartedly opened, but y'all, Jen has tea.
I personally heard more, and I know Meredith isn't telling me everything.
Oh, shit. So now let's check in on Whitney and her dad. So, Whitney's dad mentions that he wants to leave the sober living community because he talked to his therapist, and they both feel like he's ready to move on to his next chapter in his life and get an apartment and get a job. Here's what I think he needs to stay. You need to stay and do the full 90 days. You can't cut it short because it's not gonna work. And Whitney's feeling the same way. She has the same, she's very apprehensive about the decision, and she doesn't feel like it's a good idea and that it's just gonna crash and burn and they're gonna be back to square one, and it's not really gonna work out for anybody. Now, this classic moment from the Heather Gay household.
So it's not Godiva. Do you remember how to say it?
Godiva.
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 So
Godiva. Godiva. Okay. Okay. So Heather's daughter, Ashley, she's gonna ask her boyfriend to prom or some sort of school function. I think the sign said like a sweetheart dance. So that's sweet of her, and they're gonna include some Godiva chocolate. So Heather, she's now having a moment with her daughters about where she's at within her life. Y'all, divorce and the Mormon culture is just very difficult to understand.
When I got divorced, it took like really strong families to like let their kids still play and hang out with my kids. You know, that was like, we're not an ideal friend now because they have a single mom.
From someone on the outside looking in, it's just very difficult to understand. So the whole Mormon thing, I said it before and I'm gonna say it really blows my mind. It really does. Like, if Heather wants to date and drink and have sex and swear and smoke and do whatever, like, that's her choice, and she should be able to do that and like live your life the way you want to live your life. But Heather said it. I think she's ready to leave the church. And she's having that conversation with her daughters. And, you know, this whole sort of like pave your own path, her tagline now makes a lot of sense.
Just like my pioneer ancestors, I'm trying to blaze a new trail.
She's trying to preach to her daughters, like, be your own person. I support, you know, whatever decision you want to make without kind of going off the rails. And it's nice to see Heather having this like touching moment with her daughters. And it's very deep. It's very deep. It's very raw. It's very emotional.
Feels like I can now have an honest relationship with them. Like, I can now be the mom that I really want to be and not the mom that the church wants me to be.
So now we're going to close out the episode with Whitney and Jen going to work out on a stripper pole. Y'all, what the fuck are these workout outfits? I'm Jen Shah, though, when it comes to working out.
Are we working out for real?
Well, I mean, you tell me. You wanted to play on the pole.
So Whitney, she is attempting to teach Jen how to work a stripper pole and how it works. And
Around. The more dramatic of a head whip, the sexier it is, right?
look at that Jen Shah face. Mood, yep, I got it. This went well.
Okay, I don't know what.
So just come try it. Just play.
Yep. Wait, I'm going down for the fire.
She's coming.
So now Jen brings up Meredith and Seth to Whitney.
You know, it's just...
What do you think about Meredith and Seth?
So Whitney is just kind of like, you know, they'll figure it out. I don't really know who, you know, wants the separation, but just very like, I'm not getting involved type of like stance. Like, it's their life. I don't know what's going on. That's on them. I'ma let it be. But Jen, though, really, I think she wants to spill the tea. And she said there's a reason that they're separated.
If you're not getting it from home, you're going to go somewhere else.
What is Jen saying to me right now?
So Jen is out here implying that there's more to Meredith and the separation than any of us really know.
People know, and Meredith knows, and I think Seth knows. But what do they want to portray or tell everybody?
So the last minute of the episode, Jen says that Meredith was with a guy in New York while Jen was there, and this guy said that Meredith was the love of his life, and that he would make sure that Meredith got up to her hotel room safely. So this is the nugget of information that Jen is sitting on. And yeah, we're gonna see a lot of this play out as the rest of the season unfolds. And next week, this classic bathtub moment, I think, happens. And it's gonna be a doozy of an episode. And yeah, I literally cannot wait. So like I said, this episode was very deep. A lot of deep conversations happened that, you know, I'm not used to seeing on the Housewives, except for maybe New York and Potomac. But a lot of the other ones, they don't really get that deep. And this one's getting really deep. A lot of raw, emotional, real life shit. So we didn't see a lot of Mary this week, and there's a reason for that. So Mary was originally not even supposed to be a full-time housewife. She was filmed as a friend of. So what ended up happening that I heard, I got some tea. So the season was filmed with another production company with Mary just as a friend, and it didn't really work well. So they brought in the same production company that filmed New York, and they reshot some of the season. So they had to add in some more of Mary. So that's why some of Mary's scenes, they don't look very natural, because I feel like they had to go back in and edit her back in to make her a full-time housewife. So that's why we didn't really see a lot of Mary, except for that one scene at the fashion show and that little clip into another scene when she has her moment with her son. So yeah, Mary was never supposed to be a full-time housewife, and that decision was made last minute to make her full-time. She was only filmed as a friend of. There's some tea for you, Hennies. So yeah, what did y'all think of this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so y'all never miss out on anything. I'll talk to you guys next week with more Salt Lake City. Bye, guys.